Hi. Last time we talked, all of this stuff was still on my head. Anyway, I wanted to do a mini update vlog as to not pack all of this info that's been happening behind the scenes into the two upcoming videos. One is going to be about Virtual Cottage, one is going to be about the new project that we're working on behind the scenes, and a third one is about a third project, sorry planned, that we're working on. So Joseph and me have been really busy, and that's kind of how you can tell if I don't post anything, then we're just very busy. So yeah, that's kind of what has been happening. So yeah, I just wanted to casually sit down and talk about a couple of things. First of all, cats organized neatly. It's been crazy. We've been doing language localization for the game. We only wanted 3 languages in the beginning, which was Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. Mainly because those 3 use a different alphabet, and to make the game accessible to the Asian market, if you can call it that. We kind of wanted to focus on those and just translate the game into those 3 languages and leave it at that. That's also the layout that I prepared with these 3 cats at the bottom. So we started with the Korean language, and we found this translation studio whom we sent all of the sentences that were in the game. We sent them over. They did a good job with the translation, but some of our Korean users reported that the tone wasn't really fitting for a game. So we were like, maybe going with the translation studio isn't the best way. So a friend of ours gave us the hint, just make a giant Google sheet and let people translate. We are currently, I think, at 18 languages, and we still have 2 more that we haven't implemented, so it's 20 languages, which is insane. Hi, it's me! I quickly wanted to give an update because we are actually currently in the process of redoing the language menu because it's become too many languages. Let me give you a sneak peek. So this is just the sketch, but we're planning on just having a speech bubble with the current active language. And then once you click on that, it opens up a big speech bubble with all of the languages. Because, yeah, the layout was never planned for supporting 20 languages, and we still haven't implemented Slovak and Greek, which were both translated by 2 wonderful people, and we feel really bad. But we first wanted to just revamp this menu because it's a disaster. So, yeah, just a quick update on that as well. Now, back to the video. And just to kind of give you a look behind the curtain, we did not plan for the game to be localized when we made it, so for a lot of the text that we have in the game, it's actually graphics. Things like the options button, things like the back to menu speech bubble, which could have all been text and then would just be strings in some weird document. Yeah, we did not do that. We, like, buttons, menus, numbers, like all of that was graphics. As a tip for your game, just don't do that. If you can solve it with a string, solve it with a string. Second of all, what we learned, we have to build the project every time we add a new language, because when we first just swapped out language files and updated the project, just some of the symbols just disappeared. So apparently symbols that take up more than 1 kilobyte, they just don't get built. Like, something happens and they just disappear. A lot of learnings with cats and with the translations, and yeah, so that has been happening. Okay, second of all, Virtual Cottage. The numbers are insane. Obviously, it's a free product. We're currently not making any money with it, but Steam gives you these download numbers, or like how many people have it in their library, and I think it was like 200,000 people or so have opened it at least once, and the playtime went up from 1 minute to 4 minutes. So that obviously, like, that includes the people that just open it really quickly and then close it, but also the people that have had this app open for 400 hours, which is freaking insane. I still don't know how to deal with feedback on Virtual Cottage. I'm gonna talk a bit more about that in the upcoming devlog. I recently made an update and I kind of wanted to film the process of how it is to work on Virtual Cottage and also explain why things take very long. I'm gonna talk a bit more about that in that video, but it's been very tricky dealing with people messaging in the YouTube comment section of the devlog, plus Twitter messages, plus Instagram messages, plus the Steam forum, suggesting the same things, but then suggesting things that are completely the opposite of what other people want. And fortunately, I have Joseph and another person that are helping me filter the feedback and just going through it. And like, I also for a couple of weeks haven't checked the Steam forums, just because like whenever I read all of the feedback I get really nervous and I think like, oh my god, I have to work on this right now, I need to fix everything, which just is not healthy. So yeah, I just wanted to mention this again in this video, because if you're working on a project right now and you're close to release, keep that in mind. Like, also if you're going for like early access or an alpha version or a demo, keep in mind that if people are interested in your game, there's gonna be feedback, and there's gonna be maybe a lot of feedback that goes against what you wanted, or like just people repeating the same thing over and over. And at first it's cool, like people care about your game and you reply to everyone, but then after the 50th person says the same thing, you just become numb and like, I want to reply to everybody because like it's so cool that people care, but it's just impossible. So yeah, keep that in mind, I guess. And thirdly, mainly it's been kind of silent the past couple of months because we have been doing a lot of client work. I think I mentioned this in another video. We're currently working on a project that got funded by the German government, which sounds way more epic than it is. They just have a bunch of money for games lying around, and we got some of that money. And with that money, we managed to hire a person. Like, everything went super great. But then in April, we got hit by taxes, which were a lot because hiring somebody costs a shit ton of money. We kind of had to deal with that. And yeah, now we have to finish this project that we got the funding for. So we're working on that, we're making great progress, but we had a huge change of direction in December. So yeah, I'm working on a video detailing this whole process, so look forward to that. But yeah, that project has just been And we're also working on another mini project, which we're probably gonna reveal soon, so look out for that. I'm also gonna make a mini devlog of that. But yeah, that's kind of been it. Bye-bye.